Sir Michael Fallon has taken that brief hop over to the sofa, and Diane Abbott has rejoined us there. What did you make of what you were hearing, particularly, Diane, on Saudi Arabia?
Michael Fallon did a very professional job trying to gloss over the huge split between the Foreign Secretary and the Prime Minister. But in over 20 years in Parliament, I've never heard a Foreign Secretary slap down the way Theresa May slapped down Boris. However, you have to say that on Saudi, Boris is right. They are pursuing proxy wars, particularly in Yemen, and there is an issue that we're selling arms to them and they may be involved in human rights abuses.
I want to take the opportunity, the fact you're together on the sofa. You were together in the voting lobbies, were you not? Voting for Brexit and for a plan. Now, I wonder if you can help us here. What is a plan, both of you? Is a plan a sort of single sheet of paper like that? Is that what you've agreed to do? Or is it this sort of thing which we normally get, a sort of government white paper? So, Michael Fallon, what sort of plan are we going to get?
First of all, on the vote, this was an extraordinary vote this week, where it was tabled by the Labour Party, ended up uniting the Tory Party and actually splitting Labour. 23 Labour MPs voted against their own party, so that was not a success.
Small or big? Which do we get?
Well, you'll see the plan when we publish it in the new year, but the strategy is pretty clear and has been set out by the Prime Minister. It is to maximise the security cooperation we have in dealing with terrorism. It is to maximise the goods and services that we can sell to the remaining 27 countries. And crucially, it is to regain control over immigration. And Diane, I don't think, quite made that clear whether she's going to support that when it comes to the detail of the negotiation or not.
We will support what's in the best interest of the country. And of
course,
but
is that more control or not?
What people want...
But do you want more control?
What people want is a white paper. I think what Theresa May thinks she can get away with is one side of A4. And that would be...
So you want a full document?
Yeah,
you want it to spell out the options?
Yes, because that's...
And I asked you this before, if you don't get it, why don't you threaten to vote against the government?
We will see what happens during the debate. We're taking this step by step. First of all, we want to know what the Tory plan is. That Brexit means Brexit thing is now old and cold.
So, Michael, we heard earlier from the Chief Minister of Gibraltar, who said we want special status. Just as the Scottish Government's asking for it, we in Gibraltar need to have freedom of movement, and we in Gibraltar need to have access to membership of, the single market. Prepared to look at that?
Well, Gibraltar's always had this kind of special status because it occupies this unique geographical position actually inside the borders of Europe, and all the European treaties have always made special provision for Gibraltar, and like the other overseas territories that we have, that will have to be looked at.
Have to be looked at as a possibility. Well, if it's going to be looked at, you're going to need a plan a bit longer than a sheet of A4, aren't you?
I didn't commit us to a sheet of A4. You will see our plan in due course, but why don't we have some clarity from Labour about whether they want us to regain, whether they want to see a section on immigration, whether they want us to regain control over immigration or not.
You know what we want clarity on, Michael? We want clarity on the thousands of EU immigrants who are living here, who are very frightened, who you want to use as a pawn in the negotiation. We don't think you should use people as pawns.
Of course, the BBC has no views, but I think I can talk on behalf of all viewers and say we quite like clarity from both of you, really, as to what the future of the country might look at.
It will all become clear in due course.
We will publish our plan. I don't think you'll find that from Labour.
Sir Michael Fallon, Diane Abbott, thank you very much indeed.